Our next guest turned her pain into a triumph. Lisa Boullt is the author of 17 Again, that's new out this month.
Now, it's a fictional story based on real-life events about her sister that teaches us that even in death, new life can begin.
It's so true.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, let's start with the premise of this book.
Well, it's based on my sister Andrea, who passed away 30 years ago, almost this year, and she was 17. So the story is about organ donation. So I wanted to just kind of teach people about it. So
Yes.
that's the main premise.
Educate people on that.
Educate.
I know that was very important. Look at the photos of your sister. She's so beautiful. And it is told through her perspective, correct?
Yes. So I wanted to kind of be her. And so I jumped back into the 70s and 80s and how we grew up, because it's based my family, Andrea, and then her friends to help me write it. It was so sweet. I got to hear some stories I've never heard before, so they let me use their stories as well.
That's
Wow.
very enlightening. Can you kind of talk about the characters? Because you said, obviously, so the organ recipients are fictional.
Their stories are fictional.
Okay.
Their first name is, and the organ they received is real.
Okay.
That's all I found out.
Right. Talk about that story.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in 2021, someone asked me about my sister passing away. I said, well, she was a donor. So what do you know? I said, I know nothing. So I went back to Louisiana, who did the surgery, and they found a piece of paper, that's it, that had 6 names on it. And that's all I had. And they said, do you know she's a hero? And I said, no, I never looked at it that way. And that's what started the whole thing, is the ripple, the hero story.
And we're going to get to that ripple in a
Okay.
second. But on one of the pages it talked about the moment. She said, you wrote, I felt something hit my head, then a loud crash, and then everything went dark. Was it difficult for you to relive that?
Yes, it was, because I was 24 at the time, and there was a lot we didn't know. So I found out some things about the story that was a little sad. And you always want to hope they didn't suffer, but I feel like there was probably some suffering. Mm-hmm. But I just wanted to process it, and it really helped me with my grief. I realized I never got to process it 30 years ago. Wow. So I was able to kind of, the police report was 7 pages long. It was not digital, it was very graphic. So I remember having about 8 sad days of just darkness. But once I started typing, it just came out. She helped me type it, no doubt about it.
Oh.
And I want to talk about the ripple effect that you guys just mentioned a little bit, because it is, from what you mentioned, it's also portrayed on this beautiful cover of the book, by the way. Can you talk about what the ripple effect is?
So the organization is called LOPA, and their motto is one selfless act creates endless ripples. And they sent me a coin, and it had her name on it. And they do that for families now. They didn't do it then. And that's where I realized that it doesn't take much to be kind. And the ripple effect for me is doing something kind for someone you don't know, and let that spread. And that's kind of I'm on a mission. I'm giving away stickers and bracelets to everybody.
That's right.
And it's just about remembering that we are the start of the ripple.
It's so contagious. Now, you've been working in the music industry for over 25 years, and you say that you've seen how words and sharing stories can change lives, working with songwriters.
Absolutely.
What do you hope people take away from this book?
I want people to, first of all, just realize it's a young adult book. So if you don't know about organ donation, maybe you want to be a donor when you get your ID, because that's kind of the main thing. We need more people to be donors. But also kindness, love, and just family, just all of it, just all the good feels.
Well, you are making big changes
Thank
in
you.
our world. Thank you so much. Very brave in writing this.
Thank you.
The story is out now. Visit 17againthebook.com. Thank you so much,
Thank y'all
Lisa.
so much.